Well, here goes nothing. This is going to be a long video. Let's just say I have a lot of things I want to get off of my chest. The progressives are fucking insane! Seriously, some of these policies they're wanting to introduce are completely insane. And I'm not talking about a wealth tax or universal healthcare either. They work sometimes in other countries, especially universal healthcare. Wealth tax, it's iffy. It's a difficult topic that I'm gonna have to cover in another video because, it's a hit or miss with the wealth tax. But first, let's start off with abortion. Progressives are in support of abortion past birth. I'm not even fucking joking. Quote from a Maryland abortion law. Quote, "This section may not be constructed to authorize any form of investigation or penalty of a person terminating or attempting to terminate the person's own pregnancy or experiencing a miscarriage, perinatal death, or a related failure to act, or stillbirth." Unquote. If you don't know what perinatal death is, here's the Google definition. Quote, "relating to the time, usually a number of weeks, immediately before or after birth." Unquote. To me, it seems like a woman can just kill their child post-birth and just get away with it, which is insane. And if I'm the one interpreting this bill like that, what makes you think a judge couldn't interpret it like that? Seriously, one liberal, very liberal activist judge could be like, this bill says she can do that, she can get away with that. That is insane, and there are progressives advocating for this crap, too. If you're friends with a stupid white girl, you know what the next issue is, and that's defunding the police. For some god-awful reasons, they want to defund the police. I've never seen an average black person say defund the police. Every time you do, you end up realizing they're either rich or some sort of partisan activist. Cities who have defunded the police, like Portland and Minneapolis, have had severe increases in crime after defunding the fucking police. With every single one of those cities bringing back funding to the police, Minneapolis had a vote saying, hey, should we defund the police again? And the city's overwhelmingly 70% said no, keep funding for the police. Next is that progressives defend rioting. Rioting, of all things! Progressives defended these people, even though they murdered dozens of people. Over 20 people died in these fucking riots. Over 100 were left without either a job or a home. But they don't care. They only rioted in urban cities, and urban cities will vote Democrat no matter what. However, there was one suburb they did riot in, Kenosha, Wisconsin. What happened in the 2020 election in Kenosha? It was one of the only suburbs to trend Republican, and it trended Republican very heavily. They just elected a Republican county commissioner after city executive, something like that, after decades of Democrat rule. Progressives lied about Kyle Rittenhouse, saying he killed people that he didn't. He was cold-blooded. He chased people down with a gun and killed them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even though security footage says differently. Even though he was being chased by his life. He was figuratively backed against a corner. He was on the ground getting the shit stomped out of him by a skateboard. Someone was beating him with a fucking skateboard, and he shot him in self-defense. Okay, that is just. He was being attacked, fleeing his life. They lied about him. They wanted to ruin his life because he was a white guy, which is racist. Whew. The narrative has died with progressives, which is why progressivism is dying in this country if you just pay attention to everything. The New York Daily News reported that BLM activists were threatening to riot if Eric Adams reinstated anti-crime policies. The nerve of these people. Threatening to riot if anti-crime policies are brought back. Progressives thrive on crime so they can continue to push a narrative and make your life a living hell. According to NPR, New York City will allow 800,000 non-citizens to vote. These are people who are not citizens in the city. So essentially, whether you're a U.S. citizen or not, you can vote in their local elections. You can come up from, let's say, France. You can come to France, cross the border illegally, the northern border illegally, or the eastern border, whatever, and you can settle in New York City, not supposed to be there because you're not a citizen, and you can vote in New York City elections. That's essentially what that is. However, if you were to say live in rural Wyoming and just decided to go to New York City for a couple weeks, that also so happens to be the time the election is happening, you can also vote as well. Progressives want to open our borders to these thugs coming over the border from multiple different countries and skyrocket crime as well as drug use coming from the drug traffickers coming across the god-blessed border. Progressives are trying to end Title 42, which allows the government to deport illegal aliens who come over the border illegally. If Title 42 is overturned, the government cannot deport illegal immigrants, and the border just becomes completely open for all who can get past security, which is already millions of illegal immigrants, which of course skyrockets jobs, increases worker displacement, which only makes the unemployment rating go higher, as well as, of course, drug use as drug trafficking, and also increases sex trafficking as well as human trafficking, which is a serious problem in this country. This one pisses me off the fucking most. Progressives are trying to protect child sex offenders, groomers, pedophiles, the whole fucking thing. Florida's parental rights bill isn't a bill that only deals with sex ed. It talks about it, but it mainly protects kids from teachers who are trying to groom children, as well as inform parents of the curriculum the school is teaching. It is not a don't say gay bill. It restricts the teaching of 5 to 9-year-olds learning about anything sex related, whether it's straight, gay, pan, whatever. Kids should not learn sex. They are fucking 5 to 9. Let them be kids. It doesn't prevent teachers from showing movies with kissing in it, despite what you dumbasses are told. If you are gay and want a picture of your wife or husband on your desk, you can still do that. The bill does not restrict you from doing that. It is not attacking gay folk. But here's the thing. If you defend this bill, according to progressives, you're a homophobe. Because progressives wants to talk about sex with fucking children who are 5 to 9-year-olds. And also, that's their only defense that's their only complaint of this bill. Oh, if you like this bill, you're a homophobe. Literally, the only fucking thing they care about. Literally, they don't care. It's like, oh, you're a homophobe. Oh my god. According to this poll, 55% of Democrats support this bill. 53% of Biden 2020 voters support this bill. 67% of parents support this bill. 61% of people who know someone who is gay support this bill. And overall, over 60% of the country supports the parental rights bill. Oh my god. Senator Josh Hawley introduced a bill to the United States Senate that would increase punishments for those who own child pornography. Dick Durbin, who is not a progressive, but is very establishmentarian, and we all know the left-wing establishment caves to these lunatics, Durbin blocked this bill, saying it was easier to get child pornography, so harsher punishments isn't the answer. What the fuck are you talking about? Yes, it is easier to get child pornography, but the only way we can prevent that is increase the punishments. What are you on about? Are you saying we should keep the punishments that we currently have? They're not doing any good. Or are you saying we should lower the punishments? If that's the case, you're a fucking idiot, Dick Durbin. I don't know why the Democrats are doing this, but November is going to be so much fucking fun when I see the progressive movement start to burn. Because that's what's going to happen. The progressive movement is dying. It is unpopular. It is not successful. I don't think any progressive movement has been successful in this country. Or, well, besides the Rose of the Bull Moose progressive movement, that was successful. But ever since then, the progressives can't really get that magic going. Well, my rant is done. If you can't tell, I hate progressives with a fucking passion. I know I've got a lot of progressive subscribers, so I can't wait to see what they think of this. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget to follow my Twitter at Chaotic Politics. This is the Chaotic One saying, peace.